Yo guys, what's up? It's your girl Dev. And today we're going to kick off 2021 finally. After 2 weeks, I have been sick and under the weather, and before that I was spending time with family and friends that I haven't seen in a long time. So as we finally kick off 2021, let's do it right. Let's talk about my resolutions for 2021 and what I can expect from the content I'm going to provide you, my viewers, because essentially this content is surrounded about you. Whatever you guys want to see and you want to learn about, I'm going to put videos out there for you because this is content for you, and it helps me too because it helps my channel. But most importantly, it's for you and the rest of the community. And as we kick off 2021, we're going to talk about that. We're going to go into some things that we expect to see or would like to see from Lilith, and some improvements that they could be making along this process, and as well as what the community would like to see, because you know this game revolves around the community. So let me know in the comments after or during the video of what you would like to see me make content of, and that also might include make graphical interfaces or make something in Discord so you can go to and review like commander guides, etc, etc. Just let me know in the comments on what you like to see content from me. But let's go ahead and kick this off right. So sit back and enjoy the ride. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and talk about my resolutions for 2021. First off, I want to be making content for the viewers, for you guys to watch. And that is going to include some of the new things that's going to come out. So any new events, I want to be able to get content to you guys soon so that you guys know kind of what to expect. Especially any kind of new gem event, right? Because sometimes when you're spending gems, you need to know from a free-to-play and low spender perspective if this is a really good choice. So I'm going to go ahead and do it for you and let you know ahead of time, like, hey look, this is probably not a good idea, or you know what, this actually might be a pretty good idea, but that's only if you're going this direction. So I will be making guides for you guys when it comes to new related content that comes out, and that includes gems and events as well. The second thing that I'm going to be talking about is making new commander guides. So I would like to make commander guides from a free-to-play low spender perspective, but also those that are specifically working on like cavs or archers or infantry, and just make those breakdown guides for you guys. Instead of doing a large individual commanders, do more cav, infantry, or archer focused, and so that you guys can be able to watch them and go back to it and figure out which one you like the best. And the third thing that I'm going to be doing is Ark of Osiris matches. I'm going to be doing the Ark of Osiris for Anubis realm. Now, I'm hoping that my kingdom will still be in Anubis realm whenever the new Osiris League starts. I think it would be season 4. If so, I'm going to stress to see if I can't try to get Anubis realm secured for me so that I can be able to stream the content for you guys. I can potentially be on that list where I can get like exceptions so I can view those matches even though it's after 200 people have been watching. So you guys can be able to see live feed from that. And I actually have a second commentator that will be doing the Ark matches with me to kind of have fun feedback back and forth. I'll be doing some pre-work on certain matches, so depending on if it's the top 32, then it won't be as much, but I will be giving more breakdowns on who to pair with what, and you'll be getting those on a Thursday. So that way you guys kind of can expect when to see those types of guides, because I want to make sure you guys know before obviously the Ark match happens, and you can make your bets and place them ahead of time. So those are those guys that you can expect. And the fourth and final thing, it is to create a stream schedule and overall schedule for me releasing content. I'm not one that really releases content daily, only because I have a full-time job and it's kind of in a family, so it's really hard to like juggle both at the same time. So I'm going to do my best to try to get the content out to you guys quickly, especially if new events come. I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta get like online so you can get video to you guys so you can see like right away. I'm going to be doing guides like that for you guys. So that way I'm going to get a schedule and I'll let you guys know a good way to tell when I'm going to be online and when you guys can see my live streams or when my content comes out. Now, the next major topic we're going to talk about is Lilith. Okay, it's Rise of Kingdoms, and it's the game. So, what can we expect from them, and what should we start seeing in this coming year for 2021? And I'm going to go over a few things that I would like to see, what I expect to see, maybe not expect, but would like to see more of. All right, so a lot of things that you guys are seeing now is all about the gear and equipment, right? So we're going to be, I'm not going to like sugarcoat it. We're going to be seeing more of it because I feel like gear is going to be the next big thing. And only because I don't think they're coming out with T6 troop type like everybody thought. And this is going to be their caveat to it, which is just getting more gear. Okay, so gear is going to be more thing. So you can craft and make new types and forge new types. And maybe that they're going to have some that are maybe more unique, or maybe changing the system around where how you forge it, or how we get equipment and stuff like that, and blueprints, because blueprints are really hard to come by for those on the lower echelons. But if you're like in the high echelon spenders, like you guys could just spend gems in the weekly gem shop to get those. But then you have like the mid spenders, which can do that if they want specific gear types, but most likely won't because they're not going to get the gear bundle. But then you have your low spenders who are definitely not buying the gear bundle, might do the 7-day chest. But you know, they're focusing on gear too because they have to go against the high spenders, but they can only focus on like one troop type. And then you got the free to play at the bottom who don't really have a chance against the high spenders, but maybe the mid to the low spenders they have a chance to get like better fights with. So but gear's going to be heavy. But so I feel like when it comes into 2021, we're going to be seeing new gear types, maybe a new system for the gear because they are revolving around gear. One thing that I hope that they, suggestion to the gear type is that when I go to swap gears with somebody, let's see someone in my city, swap gears, it actually swaps the gear from one commander to another, right? Or they have pre-loadouts where you can click a button and it removes all the gear off the character, right? And then you can load it on the character. And if it's like pre-loaded and it says, hey, we want to load it on the character, right? So we load it on the character and you go to another character and you want to load it there, but there's not enough gear available because it's on one list instead of the other. That they have a way to work that. I really hope they kind of implement that because I don't like clicking on each individual step. And when I have minutes to spare between doing one thing to another and I don't have a whole lot of gear options because I'm a low spender, so I don't get the chance to do that, that kind of option would help. I would like to see that. When it comes to gear, that's what I would like to see because I want them to optimize this system. I love it. The gear options are great if you get the right set. I wish there was a better way to, like proc a talent, but that's really hard to do. So, and I'm really unlucky. If you watched any of my live streams, I am super unlucky with that. So maybe they change the algorithm to does it more often, but then I feel like then now you're supporting the heavy spenders because they're doing it more often, whatever. I don't know, but I just wish it got better. So then when it comes to gear, you can kind of see how that they're evolving the gear, right? And they're making it more accessible by making more events, even free to play events. I mean, they're dropping it from Barbs now, which by the way, they should still change for KVK maps, Lost Kingdom maps. They really need to increase the gem drop rate but bring in materials too. I don't know how the algorithm works. I feel like it's still jacked up and I need to fix it a little bit. Maybe just tweaking it would help too, but it takes time to do that. It takes developers and coders and stuff to make those adjustments to make it perfect so that it doesn't upset the algorithm too much. Now, when it comes to commanders, what you're going to expect to see is, of course, you're going to see brand new commanders. They're going to come out. There's nothing we can do about it. And I feel like it's going to be on every 3-month cycle, 3.5 months. We'll get a new set of commanders. Whatever they are, they'll just go in transitions from archer, cav, infantry, or was it cav, infantry, archers, and then just cycle through that. I mean, that's going to work best. But you know what? I'm not going to be able to achieve those things. But you know what? It's going to be like 2 years from now before I can even touch those commanders. But it's all good. I'll get them eventually, and that's cool. But if you did notice in a Chinese patch notes that some other people talked about before, that change were that they're going to potentially drop from the daily chests right here. You can buy them in the daily special offer. That's cool, right? But we don't know if it's going to work. I think they're testing it in the Chinese servers because they can control it better maybe, or who knows, right? We don't really know why they're doing it that way, but I really hope that they're potentially going to add that into the system, because that'd be really great for a lot of people, especially me, because I can focus on YSG finally, but who knows, right? But that's kind of going to cover it for the basic gear commanders that I expect to see. I don't see them increase in the City Hall level. I do expect them to increase in the VIP level, maybe. I think that with Heroic Anthem and the new changes that they're doing to that, it's going to be it's a good thing and a bad thing. Like, I feel like some of it is, it's like a 50-50 thing, right? They want it for spenders because they want them to come to the match and they want to try something new and new experience. But I feel like they still need to do some tweaking. There's some stuff that in there that, you know, when Light and Darkness released, people could teleport in crazy locations, and you're like, how is this possible? It's like, well, because they just released it. Of course there's going to be bugs, and people aren't going to like it. And then they tweaked it, and they got better, and then people still don't like it as much, but, you know, it is what it is, and you can't really fix that. But for the most part, people like Light and Darkness now. But now they've had too much of it because they didn't have anything else to do, so now they've got Heroic Anthem. And then the new Strife of the Eight, I think, is the other one, and the Trojan Horse is the last one, I think. But either way, you can see where Rise of Kingdoms is going, right? So they're making these changes so that you guys have more options. And after your kingdom does like 3 renditions of those, you can pick. Or you can skip. You don't have to do it every month and a half. You can skip it and wait until the next one. And bring in a wave of immigration. Because let's say you have a commander you want people to get. So you bring in immigration by denying the registration for Heroic Anthem. So don't think of it necessarily as a bad thing, but kind of open your eyes to see the different options that it does give your kingdom. But what can I do? I'm just a player. Okay, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I appreciate you guys watching through the whole thing. If you skipped around, that's fine too. But, you know, I was really kind of skeptical about making this kind of video because of the fact that I'm just getting back into the swing for 2021. I'm making a new strides to make better content for you guys, and also to hope that Rise of Kingdoms makes this long term. I really love playing this kind of game, and it really truly is the only mobile version of its kind out there, and I really hope that it lasts long periods of time. But you know, they have to entertain the longevity of the players, so the people that are spending, also they're free to play players, because they're the ones who really push their community. So you're going to see some changes. I feel that's going to kind of surround that they're going to see a lot more bundles, things to pay for, but a lot more events that are going to be free to play, low spender friendly, and then you've got those mid spenders that'll be in the higher bracket. But you can kind of tell where things are going. Older accounts are moving to younger kingdoms. There are some changes I think they should make in the way that the commanders are released and how they have access to. But you know what? Like, we're only going to see so much at a time. And I feel like it is going to take time for them to change. But, you know, I see a lot of really good things, and they are trying. I know that a lot of people don't think they are, but I do. I really have good faith that they are, and I'm not a sponsored content creator. But I've seen games like this in the past where they've had some bumps in the road, but they try to make strides to make it better content for their community itself. So I'm hoping it lasts longer for us so that we can enjoy this a lot more. But again, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I hope you enjoyed seeing my pretty face in 2021, because you're going to see a heck of a lot more of it. So guys, That's it for me. So for now, just keep it real.